Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this Tuesday morning. Got a big show lined up as always. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Tactical Center. It's going to be high. Yesterday, I missed the wind direction. I'd call for west, but it's really south in the morning and a little bit warmer than we anticipated. Today, we'll try to be closer. High today, 73, low 59. Water temperature, 68 degrees. Now, the river reading, this sort of, we got to chuckle off this. This is, I'll put it up here, and Jeff said, you got Choctahatchee River first, so I flipped him over and said, we still got Choctahatchee River. What happened? This is the first in over 2,000 shows. Gail runs off my river readings, and she ran off the Choctahatchee River twice, so we got, the reading on the Choctahatchee River is 5.6, all right? Now, the reading also on the Choctahatchee River on the second page is 5.6. But I do have, seriously, the Apalachicola River is 5.7. So I told Jeff they look identical, which they are identical. So they are about the same anyway. That's brought to us by Watson's Landing Marina and Dry Storage right here off of right east of Harrison Avenue. All right, now tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. Another day, really good tides. Today, Tuesday, December the 15th. We're looking at really two good, strong, anytime over 2 foot is good, strong tide. 1.8 and over 2 is good, strong tide. 2.2 today. Low at 9:38 this morning. High at 11:55 tonight. So that's good stuff right there. Marine forecast, northeast at about 5 to 10. And hopefully we'll get some cool weather coming soon. Got a little bit more rain coming this week and get some cooler weather for the weekend, hopefully. We'll take our break and we'll be right back. All right, let's get started with our picture parade. I was trying to think over last night or yesterday afternoon about something good to call it. It's the Outdoor Picture Parade. And then I also call it Panhandle Outdoor Picture Parade, so it'll be POPs. But anyway, here we have great pictures you folks seen, and I really enjoy showing them. And check out this first one. A little bit different here. A pretty girl. This is Haley Brannon. She's an outdoor girl. She's always getting some good outdoor pictures sent in. And this is her first time she's got a bobcat. Now she's up there in Vernon, and that bobcat, here's another picture of it too. Isn't that a great shot? She didn't get a deer, but she got a bobcat. She works at Neves Media. Y'all hang around by Neves Media, run by and see her and tell her you saw her picture on TV. It's a good picture, and that's a good job there. Haley Brannon. You get those Neves boys go hunting with you. They need to get outdoors, all right? All right, next picture. How about Zach McKeithen? They're going duck hunting. Tyler Lord and Zach McKeithen. They take 7-year-old Aiden with them. They got 6 redheads, 1 bluebill, and 1 bufflehead. That's a bufflehead in his left hand there. That's really good. I know that little boy had a lot of fun. Good job, Zach and Tyler, for taking that 7-year-old. How about, this is a great picture. This is into Panama City Fishing, and this is Justin Jones from Destin. And he caught this pompano sight fishing on the fly rod there, and he had a little, that's called a shrimp rattle, but sight casting for a pompano in December now. It don't get much better than that on the outdoor stuff. Let's go to freshwater. This little shot right here, this over out here at the beach, this is John Daniels with a nice crappie. That's some good eating right there. Good winter fishing for those crappie. Good job, John Daniels. I just threw this here. You don't have to read it. I just looked up the state record for the black drum, and it's on the bottom there. 96 pounds caught near Fernandina Beach. I've been showing a lot of black drum pictures. 96 pounds. If y'all break the state record, let us know. It's going to be hard to catch one that big around here. Okay, I've got these pictures here. Dan Gillespie. This is that boat ramp up there at Crooked Creek. Dan sent us, got a couple of pictures of it. Well built. A nice ramp. You see, that's some good use of taxpayers' money right there. I like that right there. And then over here, Pine Log. Good picture of Pine Log there. Got one over there. Listen, I'm going to show this picture. It has nothing to do with outdoors, but this is a special picture. If you saw the show on Dolly Parton last week, A Coat of Many Colors, True Story and all, I have a special deal with on the Dolly Parton. I tell stories all the time, and the last story I tell my students now is a Dolly Parton story. And it's a great story, and she's always been special to me since I was a young man. And the kids, over the years, that's been their favorite story. That's why I say the last story that I ever tell them in my class is the Dolly Parton story. So when that movie came out, these three little girls here are the ones that played the older ladies here. That's Stella Parton on the left, of course, Dolly, and then a good friend. Those three little girls played. I hope you got to see that movie. That was the best, over 13 million viewers they had. That's the best TV movie in the past 3 to 4 years on viewing audience. So it really did well. So anyway, good story there on Dolly Parton. Nothing to do outdoors. This is an outdoor picture. Now check this out. Roscoe Ward sent this to me. I'm going to read it to you. This is the last weekend before the closer. Me and my dad were at the Hathaway Bridge, 30 stretch with Tom Mann, redhead with the white bodies. This was 33 inches and 20 pounds on the dot. If we're holding a grouper, they came out of the bay. Have a Merry Christmas. Roscoe Ward II. Man, that is a fine grouper coming out of the bay right there. So thanks for sending that picture in to me. Appreciate it. That's a fine one right there. Okay. My buddy Billy Lessig. Billy Lessig is special to me. Billy was on one of my first football teams at Rutherford back in the day. Fine football player. He's confined to a wheelchair. Been in a wheelchair a long time. Fell out of a tree stand, folks. And what an inspirational story Billy has led such a wonderful life and still gets out there and hunts and all and does all kinds of stuff. I'm going to get Billy on the show pretty soon. Good job. Now that's not a little buck now. That's a 10-point, 163 pounds. Good job, Billy Lessig. Okay, I thought it was funny. To my children, people my age can appreciate it. Never make fun of having to help me with computer stuff. I thought you had to use a spoon. Okay. Here's an email of one of my students. Remember the girl had her hair tangled up the other day on my desk. This is Elizabeth Wingrove. Here's a little email. Hey, Coach, I went to the state park this morning and went on an adventure with Serena. I couldn't wait until Monday, and she told this story stick. I had a story stick yesterday, so I wanted to show you all these pictures we took. There were lots of deer, and they came up to me so I could pet them. And she said, now what a neat, sometimes you ain't got to go hunting or fishing, just go over there to the state park. Now she had a thrill. She just had a big smile on her face talking the story. We've got one more here. Here, I'm gonna read the last one. This is also a picture. There were lots of deer and they all came up to me so I could pet them. I also got really close to the gator. And I thought I was going to be eaten, even though he was only 4 foot long. Okay, good job there. Here's our buddy, Mike Perdue. I'm gonna read an email from Mike in a minute. This speckled trout, and this time of year, Mike Perdue catches some big speckled trout. And this is a good one right here. This is 6.75 pounds, 28 inches right there. And check this out, folks. This is Barry Pate from West Bay. This buck had gotten caught in the fence, and as you guessed it, the coyotes got a hold of them. Got a hold of that buck. Terrible. But old Barry and them, they declared war on the coyotes. Check this out. They got a bunch of coyotes. I don't know how many they ended up getting, but I'm glad they got them. You see what coyotes do? They'll really. You see how they attack deer and destroy them. Okay. And let's see this last one. I'll talk about it tomorrow. I'm going to run out of time. We're going to. I got an email. Let me read Mike Perdue's email real quick. Hey Winston, trout fishing. I just showed this picture. Hey Winston, trout fishing has been good. There's very few fish left out in the bay. Now, this is coming from one of the best trout fishermen I know. So when he says something, I take it for the gospel. Very few fish left out in the bay. Most of the trout are in the bayous, ain't in the creeks and up in the bay, like around close to Lake Wimico. This time of year, it's best to be fishing. Great tip here now. This time of year, it's best to be fishing before daylight and the early hours after daylight for big trout, and late afternoon into the dark. I've caught a lot of big trout at 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. in the morning on the falling tide out of the bayou. What a great tip. I was watching the show the other morning when you read an email about duck hunters and the deer hunter. Here are some of my stories about duck hunters and the trout hunter. Okay? Now he's been trout fishing his whole life. Winston, I had problems at the Sound several years ago. I fished up there for years and years and never saw a duck hunter in the area I fish in. One morning I went up there to fish. I was in the water before daylight. Then all of a sudden shots started flying just before daylight. I hollered at the people shooting. You can't hunt up here. They told me to get the blank out of there. I never even saw them in the dark. I went and found a game warden out there, and he said it was legal for them to hunt and told me I needed to go fish somewhere else. 2 years ago, I went up there early one morning. The duck hunters had took over. You just couldn't fish. They stayed till 11 o'clock that morning. They were running the ducks up with a boat and shooting at them. I believe that's not legal. That's called rallying. That's not legal. Anyway, good fishing, Mike Purdue. Good information there. Thank you for sending an email. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. A couple of announcements. Don't forget book locations. They're C&G and Sunjammers, and Brad sold out a couple of times at Sunjammers. A lot of folks going down to St. Andrew buying the book. It's a great Christmas present. And like I could tell you before, I still pick it up and read it some myself. And one lady went down and bought 4, I think, for Christmas. So anyway, don't forget those books. Great idea. Also, Ronnie Groom called me. He said, Winston, please announce it at C&G that if you can't decide what to get to folks, that gift certificate at C&G is one of the best-selling items they have, along with full box, I'm sure. But gift certificates at C&G. Also, the boat ramp fee. We talked about that last week. I saw Marion Smith at church Sunday morning, and Marion was watching the show. His son, Steve, Marion and I fished something together, known him for a long time, retired from Arizona Chemical. His son Steve fished some with my son over the years when they grew up, and his son, elementary PE teacher at Southport Elementary, my son, elementary PE teacher at Tyndall. So we all were at church together Sunday morning. It was really special. So anyway, he said, Winston, you're talking about that boat ramp fee. He said, that $10 that they have to put in the boat ramp, he said, not only is it not right to do that, but that takes money out of the community. He said, that'd be $10 they could spend on food there in the community of St. Joe, or $10 to go down to Blue Water, or $10 to get them some gas or whatever that they will not spend. So there's a lot to be said about that. So that's good input there. All right, here we go. I'm gonna tie you a knot this morning. We're gonna do it here live, but first I'm gonna give you a history of it. My kids over the years have enjoyed this knot more than any knot we do. We do a lot of knots. We tie hooks and all kind of stuff, but this one's good because of the story behind it. I'm gonna briefly tell you the story. In class, I go a lot more detail. This is called the highwayman's hitch. Now the term highwayman comes from an old term from the old robbers. Remember when people would travel on the days and before in the Wild West days and all, the people would get robbed, or stagecoaches get robbed. It was a highwayman, which is another synonymous for robbers, and it really was not a lot of violence or anything. They just say, let me have your money, and went on. So, but they always had and then it went into robbing a bank in the Wild West days, like Amarillo, Texas, and all that. You know how those Western banks were set up, and they would have to have a knot to tie the horse up at the rail in front of the bank, and also wanted the horse to be secure in case they're in a shooting, and also when they come run out of the bank, they wanted to pull and get out of there really fast. So that's where the term highwayman's come from. So and this is a fun knot to teach young people. They get a kick out of it, especially when you tell them a story about old bank robbers and all. So here's what you're gonna do, all right, you're gonna make a loop right here in front. I got a little rail here. I put this together last night. This has probably never been done on TV before, but here we go. So you got a little rail, got a little loop right here, okay? So now what you're gonna do, you're gonna come, this is a tag end, the end you're working on, the tag end. So you're gonna come back around the loop, okay? And it's gonna come around, okay. We'll come around, we still got that loop in front. Now when you come around, okay, I'm going a little bit slow now. So now you got this loop right here in front of the rail. So on the working end, what's called a tag end, you're gonna make a loop also and put it through the big loop and just hold it there, okay? Then take the other end of the rope and tighten it up. So now you got to tighten up. So the horse is gonna be tied on this end right here. All right, so you go in there to rob a bank. We'll pretend we're back there in Wild West days. We're going there to rob a bank, and of course they're gonna have some guns. They'll give us all the money, and they give us the money, and we start running out. Well, they have guns. They're gonna start shooting at us. Well, the horse is gonna be spooked. So the horse, when the gun goes off, is gonna pull on it, but it holds. It's really secure. The horse is trying to pull it on and get away from those gunshots. Well, now, you come running out of the old bank door and come running over the horse. Now, you know you're in a hurry because they're going to be coming out and shooting at you. So you got to get out of there. You don't have time to say, oh, let me see. Let me untie this knot right here. And you don't have time to do that. What you got to do is get there fast. So what you do, you take the short end, okay, and all you do is pull it. like that. It should come all the way off, okay? It'll come off really fast. And then you jump on the horse and ride away. So I'm gonna try it for you again, and we're gonna go a little bit slower, okay? It's called a highwayman's hitch. All right. You make a loop in front right there, okay? When you go around, now give yourself plenty of rope to work with. I don't have enough right there, so I'm gonna make another loop. Got plenty of rope to work with, okay? So now I'm gonna come around, and you can really go around either side of it, okay? I'm gonna go around this side right here, loop around right there, and then make another loop with a tag in through there, okay? And then practice pulling. There's a horse pulling, it can't come loose. Horse won't come loose right there. And then to get away, boom, just like that, boom, you get away. All right, that's called a highwayman's hitch. A lot of fun. You just make those 2 loops. You got to working in right there. And now, people say, well, that's history and all. What can you use it for present day? Well, I'll tell you how you can use it for present day. It's a hitch, so you can really tie your boat up to the dock with it and do the same thing, especially, say, you're in the back of the boat or something, you got a little kid up there at the bow, and just, hey, honey or son, pull the short end of the rope when we get ready to take off. And it's real simple. They get a kick out of pulling it, and it's going to hold it on the tight end. So that really turns out really well, and I would encourage you to try it. And also, if you can get an app on your phone. I know a lot of folks don't do this kind of stuff, but they're not tying apps on the phone. That is amazing. Show you everything how to tie them. And of course, you don't want to learn 50 knots. Just learn a few of them that you're going to use, and also some that are entertaining like that. And the highwayman's hitch is one of the most entertaining ones, especially when you tell a little story behind it. They get a kick out of it. All right, we're going to take our break. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us this morning. I hope all of y'all are having a good day, getting started, and getting all your Christmas presents done. Like we said yesterday, we still got to do some more. Let's jump on our fish and game forecast. Some more right here. Brought to you by Mark Coward of Counts Real Estate. Our 2 times. Looking at our 2 times this morning from 3 to 5 already. That's 1 time this morning. This afternoon from 3:23 to 5:23. That's going to be a good time to go now. I think it's going to be a really, really good time. I want to finish up on some pictures. I didn't get quite through them when I was watching those coyotes and all those pictures there, because that's really tough when that kind of stuff happens. All right, let's take a look at this picture here. This is St. Andrew Baywatch. This is a picture of a young man here, Riley Timms, and they need volunteers. If you want to volunteer to St. Andrew Baywatch, once a month they take the actual water samples in 5 different stations in Grand Lagoon and 3 stations in Deer Point Lake once a month. And so they need some volunteers. If you have a boat and all, they will teach you how to do it. It's real easy, and I may do that some when I retire. I don't know. I got a big list of things I may do, but anyway, that's something to take a look at. Don't forget, our drawing is tomorrow night, I believe. So this is a Boston Whaler for Christine, that fundraiser for Christine, and what a wonderful lady she is, and helps her with her medical expenses with breast cancer. Here's a deal on it. JR and Ronnie down there at Custom Marine Repair, right on West Beach Drive, a $25 donation. All the benefits for Christine Youngblood, and it's going to be, you can buy tickets down there at the place right there on Beach Drive, Custom Service Marine Repair. That's Ronnie's place and JR's. Or Emerald Coast Hospice right there downtown, and also the drawing I say is the 17th. That's tomorrow night, I believe. Okay. Someone, by request, one of the viewers wanted to see this again, so I'd love it when you ask this. Faith is not about everything turning out okay. Faith is about being okay no matter how things turn out. Well put and well said, and I certainly believe in that. And one of the viewers wanted to see that again, so hope you get to see it. Now, let's go. We're going to wrap things up as far as the year 2015. Remember, I mentioned about sending in requests for shows and all. We've got some of them done already, getting put together, and Jeff's working on them. And if you got any requests from any of the outstanding shows that you enjoy doing, we're going to show, send a word into us, and we'll put it on. We're going to show the world record alligator interview with the lady that took that world record gator again up there. The interview we did at Eufaula. That was a good interview, and that was one of my favorite interviews I've done this year. So we do a lot of shows and all. And it's going to be hard to pick out from 200, but between Christmas and New Year's, we'll be showing the best of 2015. And I'm going to watch them if I'm Well, I may be in a tree stand a couple mornings. I might be fishing, but I'm going to watch a lot of them too. Okay, now, we'll talk about Christmas break and all the things we get to do. It's a special time, and I know a lot of folks between Christmas and New Year's are off. And it's Christmas, we are all in such a rush before Christmas. That's just human nature, I think. We're running around trying to get last minute things done, and a lot of times we just don't take a breath, relax, and spend time with the family. And it's so important that time of year. We're going to have all our family here. We all, not just sitting around talking, but just doing things. We're always talking about doing outdoor things, and we certainly believe in that, but you're not going to spend, all your time in the outdoors at other times. And one of the things, I try to do this as often as I can. Get some kind of little project and work with your kids or grandkids or your brothers or some kind of little family project. And I made a list of them. I don't have time to get into all of them, but little things like building something with your hands. When I do these projects with the kids at school, they have one project assigned for the year, and their only parameter is that you do something with your hands, make something. And that's really becoming a lost art. If you stop and think and look around, and you'll see the video coming up soon about the student projects. You've seen them each year, and it's fascinating. But they love doing it, but they don't ever take time to do it. So make that on your agenda for Christmas break and all. Maybe build a little birdhouse, a little wood duck box. How about putting together a trot line? I can remember my dad and I were working on a trot line. You may never use it, but you can at least show the kids what a trot line is and put the hooks on. It's really fascinating to make it. Bird feeders, a rod rack for the garage, and teach them how to use their hands. A lot of them don't know which end of the hammer to use. I'm serious. And they once they get out there and start doing it, they love doing it. And the most important thing is the quality time. Also, they're proud of their accomplishment. If it's a little birdhouse, they can put it together, and then they're going to paint it. Let them paint it any way they want to, and just make it with them, and they will have fun. These young people will have fond memories of doing those things with you as a dad or as a granddad or grandparent or aunt or uncle or just a grown-up doing these things. So try to do that. Okay, wrap things up. Got a big show tonight. Special guest coming in tomorrow. I'm gonna tell you who it is. It's gonna be Lawrence Sledge will be my guest tomorrow. So y'all have a great day today. Do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.